Come on in, everybody. We're just putting that screen up for a minute. I just spilled coffee all over the front of me because that's the way the day is going. That's great. Fantastic. Rue, Kentuck's in the house. Hello, dudes. I probably pronounced that last name wrong, and I'm very sorry. But I guess I pronounce them as I see them. So.
Do.
Frane's in the house. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Efren. I'm horrible with names. Please forgive. Rue is easy, though. No, it's perfect. Cool. Good. Thanks. We just put that up there for a second here, waiting to see who else is going to come in. I am drooling all over the place. I'm glad that camera was off. Holy crap. Somebody would think I'd had a drinking problem. Oh, what a day. What a morning. My printer took a poop. Absolute crapped out on me a couple days ago. And lo and behold, nobody around here, nobody has a printer that takes Windows XP for some reason. You'd think that it was outdated or something. Holy crap. I told my IT guy, he just kind of did the same thing you did, Russ. He kind of laughed a little bit. I said, okay.
Just a little manic laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, everything, it takes 10, it takes 7, it takes 8. Doesn't take XP for some reason. And I said, shit, I still got a, oh, sorry, I swore within 8 minutes. Oh, it's going to knock our ratings.
Well, no, I didn't notice. It was a very sort of short.
That's going to knock, yeah. I said, I still have a vinyl cutter here. I still make a lot of money off of that runs on Windows 98. I don't know what the problem is.
Windows 3.1.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. Well, the technology industry doesn't work that way. You have to have this year's version of iPhone.
Planned obsolescence. That's what it is. Yeah. It's cold today.
Apparently, they still use in Japan. They still use faxes quite a lot.
That stuns me whenever somebody says, "Oh, you can just fax it to me." I says, "What? You got stone knives too? What's going on?"
I could tell you a great joke about that, but I won't on air.
They see it as a technology that works. That's the trouble. They see it working, so they say the way that they work is like, nah, we'll carry on using that.
I 20 years ago now, I bought one of those. I call it a ball Mac. You know, it's like a football. Sits on like half.
I had one of them. Yeah.
I've still got mine. It still works. Yeah, but it's become the, let's say, show you my age. It's become the record player. I've just put all my CDs on it. And then we just listen to them off that, you know.
Yeah,
but it still works. I mean, I've taken all the software off it, but I bet it would still work if I had the software, which I don't. But
that's an absolutely mahoosive MP3 player.
Good old stereo systems now with turntables are actually worth a little money.
I've got one up here. Yeah. Can you see it up there?
They're in vogue.
Way up there. Yeah,
people like them.
There's just something unique about a vinyl record and the scratches and the imperfections that people love.
But everybody's going to be saying that about original artwork as well.
Exactly. They already are. Yeah. I got a guy up the street that has a record store. We haven't had a vinyl record store here for months or at least years. Our last one got a lightning strike that went straight through that. We had a used record shop a couple of miles away from me, and they had a lightning strike go right through the center of the building, and they had all their valuable paper in the basement, and it went straight down to the basement and just boom.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
It was lightning's unpredictable anyway, but holy crap, you couldn't have had a worse strike happen.
That's God saying, I'm sorry, but you're getting rid of those.
It's time to go.
Yeah. I mean, think of all the square inches on the planet Earth where that bolt of lightning could have hit.
Exactly right.
Only one thing worse than a lightning strike. That's a writer's strike.
No, there's something even worse than that. He's coming in.
No.
Don't tell us Rosemary's here.
It can't be.
Get those hamsters working. Come on. I know you can. There's an on switch on your camera, Scott. Just turn it on. Do it. Do it. Hit that microphone. You can make it. I have faith in you, buddy. Come on. He knew we were talking about second banana heroes today. That's why he's coming in.
Hey, Russ, while we're waiting for Rosemary, look at this. I picked up for £1 in a charity shop.
Look at that.
Oh, nice.
£1.
Do you know what I spent? I spent $18 on shipping last night for $12 worth of comics.
Totally believe it. I'm sorry. Probably the best $18 you've spent in a while, too.
Yeah, I bought the original version in 2 issues of Buscema's Conan, of the film, the adaptation of the movie.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, I've never seen that.
No, neither. I have not seen it in the flesh. No, so I've got them coming to me.
We might have to kayfabe them.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that would be cool. Yeah.
And you were talking before about original art. Let me just show you this. I showed Randy this. You know, I was doing that picture of the fool.
Hang on. Let me blow that up.
Rush, you know, I was doing that picture of the fool. Yeah. Well, I stretched the pencils. I've just started inking it now.
Nice.
There it is. Look at it.
That's lovely.
So should be ready by the end of the week, I would have thought. I'm going to colour it when it's
What, you inking with a brush?
It looks great. It looks
I'm
phenomenal.
using a brush and pens and all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All different things.
Multimedia.
I'm just trying to get it a bit, the line different for the different things, you know.
You need to write on that hammer, made in Japan.
And in China.
Made in China. That'd be even better. China. Yeah.
China.
With an H on the
Scott
end of it.
Rosema, how you doing, bud?
I had to really snap the whip on that hamster. Boy,
I know. You were having a hard time there for a minute. Eek!
Well, it's a pleasure to see me again, you guys.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
Always.
Who are you?
I was talking about my old systems. I know your computer's still gas powered with a pull string on. Yeah. Exactly. Greetings, everyone. Greetings to Intense Webs. Thanks for joining us this morning. We're going to be looking at some oddball heroes, Scott. So I knew you'd be here.
Oh, well, I'm right here. I'm right here. You know.
Happy you're here, buddy. Hang on just a second. Let's run the opening and we'll get this circus underway. Where is it? There it is. Nope, not that one.
How long have you been doing this?
That was outstanding timing. That. How long have you been doing this? Click. That was great.
We have to throw some more wood on the fire.
Yeah, I understand.
There we go.
Probably a little chilly over in Muskegon this morning.
Dude, I'm telling you.
We were just over at Ludington last weekend. That's why the show was pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Drove from Ludington up to Manistee. We stayed in the same hotel that we spent our honeymoon in 32 years ago.
Oh, wow. They repaired it by now?
Yeah. They fixed it. We didn't stay in the honeymoon suite. That was a lost cause. They tore that whole side of the building down.
Yeah, that's got to be roped off. Please,
probably. Mm-hmm.
Wait, did you tell
crime of passion in progress?
Did you tell these guys all about the Kalamazoo spring fling we all went to?
No, I don't give convention other than it was good for me. I'm sure it was good for you too. So.
Oh yeah, pretty good.
I was just telling Glenn earlier today, I was getting a package of independent comics together to send to a certain internet TikTok influencer just to see if it helps them in their promotions.
Oh, really?
With a love letter attached.
Of course.
Love what you do. Please read our books. Maybe
so
IDW will have to lay off another 39% of their workforce. Yeah.
Who all went to Free Comic Book Day yesterday? You guys head over there?
They don't even know.
No,
They probably don't observe free comic.
We had the coronation instead. We had a piece of history. We had a piece of history.
They were crowning a king.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, it was a piece of history, so we stayed in for that one.
Well, there's a piece of something. We know that.
Yeah,
it's
a bit harsh.
No insult intended.
Considering your leaders, that's really harsh.
Amen. Think about what you think about.
We don't get a choice. You can't blame us for this.
That's true.
There you go. That's very true.
You guys are pawns in some bigger game.
If that's the best you lot have got, well, God help us.
I've been thinking that for a long time.
Yeah, I've been thinking that since.
Look, everybody's entitled to be an idiot.
And I take that personally.
Yeah.
Don't be mean. We don't have to be mean. Because remember, no matter where you go, there you are.
There you are.
Exactly.
Remember that.
Remember that. No matter where you go, there you are. What are you working on, Scott? Outside of moving artwork around.
I'm working on a portrait of a little kid swinging around with Spider-Man. All those classic things that the parents come along and want me to do. So
there you go.
That's working out pretty good.
How dare you?
Oh, I know. You think I know by now?
I think you know by now.
Hey, Glenn, I've been enjoying those pics from the past of you in some magazines and such that you've been finding around.
Yeah. My Crikey magazine.
Well, that's right.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's I don't know how long ago. Where are we now? 2000. It's 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's 2023 now.
Yeah, 15 years ago.
Sunday, the 7th of May.
Yeah,
that's right.
I had to look to make sure.
And that picture was you finding a magazine at a airport news rack, or?
Oh no, that was 20 years ago. That was my first published book. My first published book, which is I just happen to have here.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
And it was. I knew it was going to be in bookstores, which it was, but I hadn't seen it. And I was going on holiday to Spain, and I went into the the magazine store to get something to read, and lo and behold, there's my book.
Awesome.
And that's why I'm so happy in that picture,
which was great, but it must have been a bit boring on the flight because you already read it.
Well, I didn't buy it.
Oh no!
I didn't buy it. I put it back.
He didn't want to give himself any money. I understand.
Right. Yeah,
I know that.
Just looked around, made sure nobody was looking, take out a pen and sign it. Autograph it and put it back up on the shelf and not seeing it.
And I did the same 2 years later in New York when I'd given a guy wrote a book about the Apollo astronauts, and I gave him a lot of information, and my name was in that and all that kind of thing. No big deal, but it was for me. And I just found it in the bookstore in New York, so my name's in it twice in the thanks and all the acknowledgements and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's really.
Did you officially add to that book, or you just happened to give you credit for just
giving him information? Yeah,
I just gave him some information,
some acknowledgements. Yeah.
Well, but it's great that he included you in there. That's a generous guy.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
So,
folks, today we have a theme of second banana superheroes, oddball superheroes. We've talked about some before: Fat Man, the Human Flying Saucer, some of the more unusual Legion of Superhero characters. But I discovered I had a book called "The League of Regrettable Superheroes" by John Morris.
Half-baked heroes.
I'm going to go through a little bit of that half-baked heroes from comic book history.
That is really
like has it got Dick Cole in there?
It does. And it's not nearly the underground comic character that you think he'd be.
Oh dear.
I thought it did. The Human Meteor, right? That's what they used to call him, the Human Meteor.
Dick Cole.
Wow.
No, damn. Dick Cole.
Dick Cole.
It is amazing how many of those
Dick Cole
heroes have come and gone through the industry.
At the 14-minute mark, so it's okay.
I can see where this is going today.
We don't worry about the algorithms here anyway. We don't have that many viewers. It starts with 7-Eleven.
Oh, look at that. That's a real, looks like a real Eisner opening.
Yeah, that is very Eisner.
What is that?
Look at that. How good is that?
We can't name him anything, but he's extremely lucky. So we'll just call him 7-Eleven.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Nice.
Quote, I'm number 7-Eleven, and my place is back behind these walls. Yeah. Anyway.
Making coffee for the morning. 7-Eleven's got your coffee. That's a commercial we have over here. At least used to.
Spotlight Comics, quote, that gun in your pocket gives me ideas. Bad ideas.
Giggity.
So says the character known as the Black Dwarf. From Spotlight Comics. Apparently got some bad ideas. Yeah.
Apparently. That's amazing. That is amazing.
That guy had a look of Frank Hampson's Dan Dare, his face.
I don't know. He's really got a squared off chin.
You see that? See that, Russ? Look at his face. Look at the guy's face. It looks like Frank Hampson's Dan Dare.
Oh, yeah. A bit chiseled, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mind you,
doesn't quite describe it. You can cut cheese with that chin.
That's a weird look, though, isn't it?
It's very strange, yeah.
It's a bit Punch and Judy. That's the way to do it.
And he's not even dressed in black.
I'm looking after the baby.
Yeah. Of course, one of our favorites here, we mentioned him before on the program, the bouncer.
Oh.
Yeah, look at that.
He's ready for a night out.
Yeah.
Man, look
Isn't
at
he?
that skirt.
It's so lovely to see cross-dressing so early on in the industry.
Exactly.
Oh, dear.
The book of humor, thrills, adventure, and mystery. Mystery is that a kilt or not? That's the mystery.
Oh, my God.
Is that a tunic? Is it a kilt?
The mystery
is found inside. Yeah.
What terrible accident distorted his body in that way? That's what I want to know.
Does he have a torso?
Little air conditioning there.
Oh, look at this.
Smash Comics featuring Bozo, the robot.
Bozo the robot.
You know, I like Bozo. Look at him.
He's good, isn't he? Look at that.
Oh.
I like Bozo.
Great.
What's he holding? What kind of is that? Like a iron pipe or what? What is that?
That looks like a building.
Oh, he's one of those huge robots.
He's got a rocket ship bouncing off.
Oh, he's a kaiju.
Doing.
Oh,
he's actually a bozo.
A bozo.
Yeah, Bozo.
Also in this issue is the Ray, which everybody knows. That's some of Lou Fine's most interesting sequential artwork. Midnight, Espionage, and the Jester.
Man, oh man.
Yep. And apparently it's a guy inside of an iron suit. So nice catch, Bozo.
So is he Bozo?
Hurry up, Butchie boy.
Yeah. Why would you refer to yourself in the third party like that? Is that Trump in that suit? Is that
that's half compliment, half insult. Nice catch, Bozo.
The guy in the suit, his name is Hugh Hazard, by the way.
Hugh Hazard. Oh,
Hugh Hazard.
Awesome.
Hugh Hazard with Bozo the robot.
I love it.
When were these coming out?
Oh, this is Golden Age stuff here. We're talking 40s. Also, Clip Chance, John Law, Captain Cook, Chick Carter.
Chick Carter.
Obviously a detective. Invisible Justice. Wings Wendell. He might fly.
We all love that Invisible Justice.
Espionage.
Invisible Justice could have been in Watchmen, couldn't he?
Couldn't he?
They're what they did. They had a hooded Justice in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wasn't invisible.
No.
Maybe he was in it and we didn't see him.
Yeah,
That's
there is
true.
always that.
Advertising superheroes, of course.
Oh, look at this.
Captain Tootsie. Created by the great C.C. Beck.
Oh my God!
I love these kind of sort of Romanesque, Greek-esque villains that they used to have in these. Dan Dare again.
Very Buck Rogers and
that
Flash Gordon as well.
Look, you can tell he's from Venus because he's got the rooster thing on top of his helmet.
Of course,
right.
That I would say actually looking at
crest.
Looking at Tootsie there, even though I think something's wrong with his arm.
Yeah.
Either that or the other arm's been used quite a lot.
And
before
he's
the internet.
he is with arthritis on that one hand.
It looks very Flash Gordon to me.
Well, that would just mean he's left-handed, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's left-handed, maybe. Yeah.
I'd fire this gun, but I can't get my finger in the trigger.
That's what she said. Anyway.
Wow, we're going freeform this morning.
Apparently. There's the clown.
Oh dear.
Oh Jesus, that scares the hell out of me. Oh God.
Oh well, clowns, come on.
Since when has Big Ben been on a New York skyline?
It's right there.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Something else we stole from you guys.
Yeah.
So I'm giving away free passes. Here's yours, buddy. I'm going to use that line. I'm sorry. It's in the next Fool issue. Giving away free passes to the circus. Boom. Here's yours, buddy. Victory Comics with the Conqueror. I'm going to rid the world of Adolf. Oh, here we are. Modern day in the golden age. Dr. Hormone.
Dr. Hormone.
Is that who he is or what he does?
I could be. Quotation is, you want to stop death. I can stop it. I will increase the size of your army. I will take your soldiers. I will make your soldiers immune to death. Captain Hormone.
And he'll make hormones.
Dr. Hormone. Yeah.
We'll make hormone.
Of course.
That was my nickname in college, actually.
Right next to another famous doctor, Dr. Vampire.
Oh, Dr. Vampire.
So when they back in the day after Superman, the days after Superman, when they created all sorts of oddball characters, they just made lists, Doctor, Captain, whatever, and other lists next to it, and then they matched it up. I think that's
combinations they come up with.
That's how they got such names, I think, as Nightwing. You know, they're just going through trying to figure out what to call this character, and they made lists, and they started.
What was it? There was the one team up, the Black Terror, and he had a sidekick named Timmy or something.
Timmy.
Black Terror.
Probably. Black Terror. Yeah, that sounds about right. Black Terror and Timmy.
Terror and Timmy.
And they all had kid sidekicks because Robin worked out so well.
Oh,
yeah. It's Dr. Thor.
Wow.
Dr. Thor.
Right. Okay.
Oh, sure. As soon as you want to check.
Dynamite Thor. Sorry. Dynamite Thor.
Yeah.
Got a match, buddy?
Oh, Jesus.
That's his calling card. Oh, here's a great one. I think this is actually an old timely character called the Eye.
Kelly's Eye.
Jeez.
He was just a floating eye.
Oh my God. And his sidekick Visine.
Yes, exactly.
I think it's great the way he introduced himself. They said it is I, the Eye. Like who else would it be?
It is I.
It is I, a Dalek. You know.
It is
You heard rightly. You heard rightly, mates. It is the Eye. I have returned as I promised.
Oh, this is.
So let's hear it.
But do as I say.
This is puntastic.
And the
Down at
eyes
your desk and prepare to wait. Oh, to write. That's what it says. Yes. Waiting on the eye. And if you can't have an eye without the face.
The face. Minus the eye.
The big villain was Blackout.
Why is he shouting the Blackout?
It says, look at what we've been walking with during the blackout. Oh, it's actually the face. Phantoma, which is deserving a whole Phantoma, and what is the other character? Star. I want to say Stardust. As that guy was a some would say a genius. Phantoma was a jungle girl who flew and shot electricity and met all sorts of aliens and turned into a floating death's head.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
This guy was his brain chemistry. I don't know if it was artificially induced or if he just had that kind of imagination, but yeah,
I got a
that
crazy
is
stuff.
freaky. Yeah.
Funny man. We were talking about him before. I didn't know he existed when I created the Fool.
Oh my God!
But it's actually a Siegel and Schuster created character.
I love that stance he's got there. It's got quite the hip movement there.
The creators of Superman present their new hero, Funny Man. I like the idea of cleaning up on wrong guys with jabs and gags.
And he cleans them up with funny papers.
And he's got a little, boxing glove tucked into his shirt.
Into his chest.
Into his chest.
Oh, my God.
Just pops out smack.
Good God.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's like Chuck Norris. He's got an extra fist in his beard.
Could be.
Yeah. You've heard that joke about Chuck Norris, haven't you?
And and the snake.
Which one? Which one?
The Superman one. Why does Superman wear his underpants on the outside of his costume? Because Chuck Norris told him to.
Chuck Norris got bitten by a snake.
One of 1,000 Chuck Norris isms that we have.
Chuck Norris got bitten by an incredibly poisonous snake, and after days and days of thrashing around in terrible pain, the snake died.
They're awesome.
So another great character that you probably have heard of, or not. Kangaroo Man.
Oh.
Boing.
In Choice Comics.
Look at that guy smiling and he's kicking him in the face.
Oh my God.
Kick his ass, Kangaroo Man.
Oh, do people get paid for this stuff?
Absolutely. Not much though.
No.
This was back in the day when comics were everywhere. Everybody had a comic.
These are the golden age, days. I wouldn't have done a thing without Bingo. Here, pal, have a dose of your favorite candy, cod liver oil pills.
Wow.
Quote from the great Kangaroo Man.
That's brilliant. The artwork's really good.
Yeah, I was about to say the artwork isn't bad, actually. Yeah.
Looks pretty Lou Fine-ish here. What detail? Look at that.
Yeah, it's great.
Lovely musculature in that guy's back and everything.
Yeah. Somebody knows how to draw kangaroos too.
That guy with the red shirt looks a little like Buzz Lightyear, doesn't he, without his helmet on?
Oh yeah, he's got those extended cheeks and everything.
He's got that heroic look about him. Yeah.
Kangaroos.
You know, since you guys brought up Chuck Norris, there's the other joke about when Chuck Norris does push-ups, he's not going up, he's pushing the earth down.
Yeah.
God, there's 1,000 of these.
Some of these that they think are weird really aren't, like Kid Eternity. I didn't think that character was too bizarre. He could just call forth anybody that was dead for advice.
Wasn't Brian
seriously
going to join in this morning?
Who?
Oh, wasn't Brian Germain going to join in?
Well, he was talking about it, but
All right.
We might have to start a running bet on him as well.
Not showing up, that's for sure.
There's Kid Eternity calling forth George Washington.
Oh, is he floating in front of the Kingpin, or what is that?
Kid Comics. Yeah, I guess he is. No, that's his buddy. He's got a mentor that travels with him. You don't want to call up Adolf Hitler too many times. That's what it is. That kind of thing. Genghis Khan, you might give him an ego problem or something.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Lady Satan.
Wow.
Oh my God. You know, I had a commission job some years back.
Consider her to be a femme fatale, right? No.
Yeah, somebody wanted some pencil sketch cards for these old Golden Age heroes, and Phantomaw and Black Terror and Lady, Satan. They were all part of it. It was amazing. All this reference they sent me. It was really fun. Really fun to do those.
Cool. Yeah. Byrne, Drinker of Blood. Byrne, Werewolf Master. That's her.
John Byrne?
No. Ron Byrne. In the chat, Kanto hair.
Careful.
Delightfully terrible. Absolutely. Genuine Comics says, hello, everyone. Hello, Dave. Hope you're doing okay, man. Doing well. We're just looking at oddball characters today. Madame Fatale, Madame Fatal. Looks like
Wow.
Mary
Oh, yeah.
Worth.
Yeah.
Pull myself up here again. Here we are.
Regrettable Heroes.
Madame
Wow.
Fatal. Yep, Regrettable Heroes. That's where this book is.
Looks like Agatha Harkness,
Yeah.
Aunt May type of person.
Exactly. Her quote is a very touching farewell. Clever thing, I call it. Clever thing, I call it. Clever acting, I call it. Yeah. Who's that name? Art Flanagan, it looks like. Man of Metal. Here's one. This is a Edgar Rice Burroughs book, I think, also. Moon Girl.
Wow.
Boy, I like that.
A great costume.
Yeah, I like those moons. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Yellow. You have no right to command me in anything. Yeah.
those we used to say in college. You can't make me do that.
Just to show you anything can be a superhero. Here we have Mother Hubbard.
Oh, Jesus. And her cupboards of doom.
Her cupboards of doom.
She's having some trouble. Old Mother Hubbard is really having some trouble there.
Loosen eyes from out of head. No more children you'll be fed.
Ooh.
Oh, my God.
That's it.
Those you just love it.
She's too busy giving her poor dog a bone.
Giggity.
As I guess has a whole different meaning nowadays.
Yeah, well. I got another nickname I had in college. I can't believe this. It's so coincidental.
What? Dog?
It's all coincidental. Hubbard? What? Heroic Comics featuring Music Man.
Wait a second. What's that title above it? Regular Fellers.
Regular Fellers.
Regular
Heroic
Fellers. Look at that got Music Man. Look at him. He's like ghosting out with the
He's sliding on the
behind him,
musical
and
score, yeah.
somebody had a thought that morning, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. Is back then, like someone would wake up and go, "Oh, I had this incredible dream. Oh, I know, I'll make it." It was like somebody. It's like, "Oh, I was eating bananas last night." And this,
Yeah, banana
this
man.
person
Banana
turned
man.
into a banana skin girl or something, and like she was
looked
dressed
like-
in yellow, and she
Wasn't
went to
this back
space.
when Coke actually had cocaine in it?
Yeah, and like, and they'd think that was a good idea, and then they'd go and make a comic out of it.
Yeah.
It's like there's more of a filter now.
This is why there's all those #1 issues.
Yeah, exactly right.
No number 2s or 3s.
His
Yeah,
quote
well-
is, "This is."
Frankly, it looked like he was farting music, is what I thought.
That could be. He said the quote for him is, "What is this strange melody I feel running through my body?"
And it comes up.
Do you know when you bring these things up and show them, it makes me realize why that Wortham guy came along 5 years later and tried to put a stop to it. People with heads severed and all this kind of innuendo, you know.
Well, at that point after the war, everything grew up and grew up faster than what people were expecting. So all of the adult comics were the ones that were selling millions, like Crime Does Not Pay and Tales from the Crypt with the headless, the floating head and all of that. Yeah. Here we are. Right in line with your Black Terror book.
Oh, and Black Terror and Timmy.
No, here's Nightmare and Sleepy.
Oh, dear.
Nightmare and
That's
Sleepy,
so
folks.
bad.
I am Nightmare, and this is my sidekick.
Does that guy's face come off, Andy?
I'll be there.
First, the quote is, "First you get sleepy, see? Then you get a nightmare."
That is very
Just
ominous.
give me 5 more minutes, Nightmare. Oh, I'm so tired.
So when you see the little kid dressed in white with a skull and crossbones on his chest and a red cape, run. Don't point and laugh, just run.
with their arch nemesis, sleep apnea.
Hey, you're sleepy. No, I'm not. I had coffee this morning. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
I just
Of course, here's one. And I got to thank Joe D. McPhee, who sent me a note yesterday asking about a video, because he had found a video on the old Harvey superhero characters. Fizz Pop is over at on YouTube, and he's done a bunch of lost heroes of comics videos, and he's got quite a following. I had never heard of him before, but he's got a good following.
I've seen
He had
a few of those. Yeah,
he had a great video of the old Harvey superhero characters, because Harvey did superheroes before they started doing suicidal ghosts, you know, and little demons and rich kids named Richie and little obsessive little Dot character, all of that. But one of the characters that they did was Pat Parker, war nurse.
Oh my God.
War nurse with a Thompson machine gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
Here's your anesthetic.
Healing them Nazis right. Yeah,
Hippocratic oath: do no harm,
exactly.
unless the Nazis kill them.
We haven't got Cossack horses, but we have got our Yank duck. Let's go.
Yank duck.
That's what it says.
Oh my God.
Yank duck. I read that right.
What I love the way superhero costumes were developed. It's like, why hasn't he got trousers on?
Well,
It's bizarre, isn't it?
you have to think about the point of reference at the time. The reason Superman's got his pants on the outside is because that's how strong men used to wear them under or over top of tights.
Yeah.
So that was their reference.
Yeah.
Circus strongmen, which are the only real examples of.
But it's incredible that it became this trope that nobody even thought about.
Yeah.
Nobody questioned it. It's brilliant.
Even Batman still wears his tights. You know.
Well, no.
I mean, and these were the days when the only real popular character people like actors or athletes all had baggy outfits and all this. And it was only at the circus where you get these physique showing type outfits.
Right.
And
I was a bit disappointed because I had to draw Batman in an all-in-one suit because there was this. Because obviously it's how the toys are made and what have you. But I really wanted to draw him with the black trunks on.
Yeah,
but I couldn't. It was a bit of a bummer.
Yeah, a real bummer that you get to draw Batman and get paid for it. That's a real bummer, that is.
Shut your face, Glenn.
What are you drawing now?
Dr. Pooh.
Oh, right. Okay. Right.
Dr. Pooh.
What are you drawing, Scott?
Dr. Pooh.
That's another Spider-Man.
Right.
That'll
Just
be
another
a
Spider-Man.
That'll be a mad.
So Russ is drawing Doctor Who and Scott's drawing Spider-Man, and they're not happy about it.
I didn't say that. I said I was not happy about not being able to put black trunks on Batman.
I know.
There's the puppeteer.
Ooh, what's he got in his hand? What's he doing to that girl?
I think he's smacking her. No,
he's smacking her. Why has he got a dress on?
Yeah, look at that. The bleeding statue. Is that?
Why has he got a dress
on? Why does he have striped underwear? That's the big question.
What?
With a V on his chest, and he's the puppeteer. Yeah,
that's some quite hideous drawing on that.
His quote, and remember this is from the 40s: a Hindu with an Irish brogue and his turban tied wrong. I don't like the looks of it. Yeah. Go figure.
Good God.
There's one of them I promised that we would talk about today. Rather topical, I guess. It's a copy of Heroic Comics again with Rainbow Boy.
Oh,
Rainbow Boy.
Boy.
With his Greek helmet on.
Oh my God, look at that. Oh, Jesus.
It's Rainbow Day.
Rainbow Boy.
That regular fellas comic sounds like my kind of.
Free prizes is what it says.
Oh, you.
His quote: "It's time for Rainbow Boy. See Rainbow Boy to see what's cooking." Obviously.
Golly, Batman.
Jesus. Amazing.
Here's one we've all heard of before: the Red Bee from Hit Comics. He's got striped tights. How do you like that?
That's some nice artwork.
Yeah, it's nice composition.
Oh, that's
that,
Lou Fine.
Really
that's
good.
Lou Fine right there. It's undeniable. Lou Fine.
Oh, the details notwithstanding.
For quality comics. This is actually a DC character now. So they probably used him in All-Star Squadron at one point.
The Red Bee is a DC character?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, they purchased all of the quality Pantheon. He's part of the quality line. With,
is that
Uncle
where
Sam
they got
and
Shazam from and everything?
No, that's Shazam's a whole nother story. That's a bit of comics history that's a little wacky. But early on, back in the late 50s, Quality went out of business, and DC come in and bought them, bought all the rights to their characters, mainly so that they could print Blackhawks.
Oh, okay.
Because Blackhawks was still selling a ton of comics. That was their biggest seller, but they took on Blackhawk. They picked up all of the characters that they called the Freedom Fighters: the Ray, the Black Condor, Phantom Lady, Doll Man, Uncle Sam, and they picked up Plastic Man at the same time. All in that one sale. Red Bee was part of that sale. They just hardly ever use it.
That's right. I remember that now.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Then they went through and they rented Captain Marvel in the 70s. And they didn't. They rented it. They went through this. It's amazing. Comic history is just fascinating. They went and served Captain Marvel, Billy Batson, Shazam, Captain Marvel. National periodicals did a cease and desist before the war. And Fawcett, the printers of Captain Marvel, completely ignored it. Just kept printing.
Okay.
Said, no, take us to court. Whatever. Leave us alone. We're going. DC sells the rights to their cartoons to Fleischer, and he does a series of cartoons. Well, that had all the theater rights tied up to it. Fawcett, on the other hand, when the war is coming to a close, Fawcett signs a deal to have Captain Marvel turned into a movie serial in the theaters. And we might show some of that because it's really cherry. A lot of the stuff is really great.
That stuff was amazing.
And most of it's in public domain, or at least nobody cares about the copyright. But what happened was that national periodicals got so upset because Captain Marvel was the first live action superhero in the theaters. They couldn't do anything with it because all the rights were sold to Fleischer. So they took Captain Marvel to court and activated the cease and desist, and they threw him into court, and they said, go ahead and sue us. And then there was this long drawn out court battle that lasted like 3 or 4 years, where national periodicals would pull up all of the instances, all of these super feats that Captain Marvel did, and show that Superman did them before Captain Marvel did them.
Oh, wow.
And then the Captain Marvel lawyers would come back and show all the stuff that Superman did, Popeye did long before that.
Okay.
And this fight went on for years. And in the meantime, comics were dropping in sales like a stone because they were selling millions, and now they were selling hundreds of thousands. Anyway, so Fawcett decided they were going to stop printing. So they told DC, hey, look, we know you've had us in court for 3 years. We'll give you a couple 100,000, and we're just going to stop the lawsuit. You admit that it's settled, and we'll go our separate ways. And we promise we'll stop printing superheroes. We'll stop printing comic books. We're getting out of the comic book business anyway. So DC said, okay. Instead of going, hey, why don't you give us the rights to those characters? They said, okay, and let it go. So 10 years go by, 20 years go by. Everybody's wanting to see Captain Marvel, and DC starts getting calls from Hollywood wanting to do Captain Marvel movies and TV shows. So they go, oh, okay. So they go back to Fawcett and they rent the character. Every time Captain Marvel appeared in a comic, they had to pay Fawcett a fee. For years. They didn't come in and buy the character outright, I don't think, until the mid-90s.
Oh, no kidding.
That's why if you go back and you look, there's a Superman story, a great Superman story with an issue with a great Nick Cardy cover on it, where Superman is fighting a character called Captain Thunder, which is amazingly like Shazam, Captain Marvel, because they didn't want to pay that rental fee on that issue. So they had him go through and instead of take the Thunderbolt out, put a sun on it. And they called him, because originally Captain Marvel was going to be Captain Thunder anyway, when Fawcett first created the character, but Johnny Thunder was out and they thought there'd be confusion. But anyway, that whole issue exists solely because DC didn't want to pay that licensing fee. So they went through and added up all the money that they've spent on licensing, because they've done treasuries and collections, and they ran the Shazam comic and all that. Every time they used Captain Marvel, there was a fee that they paid. They paid more in fees than they did, got money from Fawcett to stop the lawsuit. So they just finally went up to Fawcett and went, hey, why don't we just buy your character, buy the character? Okay. So they still didn't buy the Pantheon, the whole Fawcett Pantheon.
Oh,
And
well, like
that's-
Kid
and
Marvel
that's-
and all that.
Ibis the Invincible, Spy Smasher, Captain Midnight, all of those characters
Oh, yeah.
are technically in
Captain
public
Midnight.
domain, though DC has used them since, off and on. They don't really own the solid rights to them. It's just like Archie in the Archie Pantheon. A lot of the early Archie characters are in public domain technically.
Oh, yeah.
But they still use them now, and they defend those copyrights, even though if you were to really take them to court and you had the money to, really, they don't argue with reprints. Archie doesn't send anything like that, but they don't own the rights, technically, the early rights to those early stories.
Amazing. Amazing.
The same thing with Charlton, the early Charlton stuff. They bought the rights to the characters, but they didn't buy the rights to like the first Blue Beetle and some of the other oddball early stories like that. That's why you see all of these great reprint books out there, because reprints sell, for one.
Yeah.
And for two, because people just want to be entertained. They don't care when the book was done, as long as the story is cool. And they know you run a little note in the front of it going, you need to take the story in context at the time that it was done. This and this and this was going on, and just reprint the story, and everybody's going to love you.
Amazing.
And there's so much great work. Here's another Lou Fine Hit Comics cover of who is this? Is this Red Bee again? Yeah, this is still the Red Bee. Another great Lou Fine cover.
Oh, good stuff.
Of the Red Bee fighting a swordfish shark.
Wow.
That's
Lou Fine was amazing.
Lou Fine was amazing. Yeah. Just a great. And Pure Imagination did a couple of collections of his stuff that was in public domain. Here's Red Torpedo. I think we've covered him in the past. He's a underwater character.
Wow, look at that.
I love that ship design.
That's bright, isn't it?
Great.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Looks like a syringe.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, that reminds me, Glenn and Russ, is there an art book collection of Jerry Anderson's designs, his ships and cars?
There's a couple of
the
them.
man to ask.
There's a few. It depends. I don't think there's a collected one of all the characters. I don't know, but there's lots on Thunderbirds and all this TV21 and everything. Yeah.
Oh, because he did
They
such great designs for Fireball X5 and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They put full books together of the comics, trade paperbacks, and in those they have cutaways of the ships.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, yeah, and they are beautifully done. They're just phenomenal.
People are going to think that this is a setup, but I just happened to find behind me.
I'm going to blow you up, Glenn. There we go. There you are. I got that.
No
Yeah.
kidding.
This has got all stuff from TV21.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to. It's got some Bellamy in it as well. Look at
I
this.
was going to say a lot of
Frank
that's by
Bellamy?
the great Frank Bellamy.
Frank
Yeah.
Bellamy.
Oh,
Look at
Just
that.
beautiful and colorful stuff. Yeah.
God.
And then I've also got this one, Century 21.
Oh,
yeah.
those great
this
title cards. Oh,
This is by the great Ron Embleton.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Just
And
amazing.
this has also got. I'll tell you what. One of my favorite is Mike Noble, and he did Zero X. Look at that.
Yeah.
oh. Yeah,
Fabulous.
see, that stuff is
Great
just-
artist.
Just crazy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's some more Frank Bellamy on the back. Look at that.
Oh,
And as you know, Frank Bellamy went on to do Garth and stuff like that.
oh, sure.
But yeah, there's lots. There's a Fireball here.
Fireball XL5.
Yeah, Mike Noble again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that shit. Oh
Yeah.
my God, isn't that awesome?
That's backwards too.
Yeah, just beautiful, isn't it?
Oh,
Just
geez.
beautiful. And yeah, there's all sorts of stuff in this one. It's got Stingray as well by
Stingray.
Oh,
Ron Embleton again. Sorry, Captain Scarlet.
More Captain Scarlet.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And last time I knew, folks, if you haven't seen any of the Jerry Anderson Supermarination shows, I think they're over on Hulu still. Last time I looked, they were. Or early Sunday morning. I had the pleasure of being out of town last weekend and caught Me TV, which is a syndicated channel that some of the local channels run that has all nostalgia program. Early Sunday morning, they're playing Thunderbirds.
You got to watch it
on there.
Oh,
and
it's
if you
just
have
awesome.
not seen an episode, once you watch one, you're either going to love them or think it's the craziest thing you've seen in your life.
Anything
but,
can happen in
no,
the
you
next
gotta
5
They
minutes.
are amazing. Yeah.
Well, I worked with, I think I said this before, I worked with this guy years ago, and I was saying about Thunderbirds and everything. And I remember that first time around, it's part of my life, Thunderbirds. And he was, I don't know, 15 years younger than me, this guy. And he's got this kid, and I said, watch Thunderbirds. It's on Saturday mornings. So they watched it. And the only comment that came back was, you can see the strings.
Oh, Jesus.
I said, well,
Strings.
there's no hope for you.
Oh my God.
If that's all you saw, the strings, then forget
one of the greatest moments was on like Sunday morning here in the States. I'd catch some oddball station that was running Thunderbirds and all that. Captain Scarlet. And when I would see it through a grainy screen and all this, but I could tell it was puppetry.
Yeah.
And then when I realized what I was watching, I realized, and we got crap like Howdy Doody. It's like we got, people with plates on their head making stuff over here. And they're doing phenomenal stuff over there. And because I recognize the British accent.
We got little puppet shows here. They've got marionations running around doing phenomenal
planes
stuff.
Blowing up and chases. And oh my God, it was just awesome. Just love that stuff. And the design for God, I thought this is cool the way Space Ghost is cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I just loved it.
I think my brothers, they used to show it early in the morning during the week here, and we're talking like 6, 7 o'clock before anybody went to school. My brothers would sit there with notebook paper and sketch out all of the ship designs whenever they had them on TV. And this is before you could stop your television or pause it or whatever. They would sit there and sketch like madmen, and then go out and figure out how to build those ships. I've said it before. They took my sandbox and turned it into Tracy Island. They had the house and the pool slid back, and they had a Thunderbird. Their Thunderbird 3 was amazing. It was dead on. Had that sunk in the pool. They could never build 2 because they could never figure out the middle of it. They were using old oil drums and banging out the top of them to try to make them circular. And they had a Thunderbird 1 and a Thunderbird 4 that were exact. And if you haven't seen it out there, here's I just pulled up the opening for Thunderbirds. I think.
Oh wow!
Here we go.
Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thunderbirds are go.
Thunderbirds are
go. Yesterday, just while we're talking about Thunderbirds,
and if you get up on YouTube, they have the London Philharmonic Symphony that performs the opening for Thunderbirds in full orchestration. It's amazing, and everybody in the audience is cheering. It's done over.
I went a few years ago. I went to a gig with the Manchester Halle Orchestra. I think it's about 35 piece, and it went through all the TV themes. And when Thunderbirds came on, everybody cheered.
Yeah. Now this was a lot more than the 35-piece orchestra. It was a full stage orchestra. Beautiful.
Yesterday, my 5-year-old grandson was around, and he likes to wander around, and he's a bit I think he's a bit light-handed, and he asked me to draw a hatch and all that kind of thing, so I'm drawing for him, and he's standing next to me for about 10 minutes, and all of a sudden he's only 5, and then all of a sudden he reaches into his pocket and says, "Can I have this?"
Oh, nice!
And it's on the shelf.
Oh yeah, no,
he'd found it, and he had it in his pocket. He didn't just see it on the shelf and say, "Can I have it?" I said, "No, you can't." And he's walking around. He's walking around with all the stuff,
Those old corgi toys were amazing.
Leave the house,
Those old metal toys are just phenomenal. Great.
Now, real quick, speaking of kids and great things from them. I read the other day somewhere where somebody who was a great fan of the Hanna-Barbera superhero shows, they played an episode of the Herculoids for one of their grandkids, 6, 7 years old, and the kid was just spellbound quiet during the entire thing. And when it ended, the guy was expecting her to break out laughing or something, but she turns to him and says, "That was the greatest thing that my brief life has ever seen."
Is that what she said?
That's what a great phrase.
Wow.
My brief life.
Made a fan forever.
Just love it. Oh,
That's what my granddaughter Holly said yesterday. She's only 7. After the coronation, she thought it was wonderful, and she said that's one of the best things I've ever seen. And she's only 7, so she's not really seen a lot yet. But, you know, she just liked the spectacle of
reference that in that.
She liked the spectacle, obviously, of all the horses and the costumes, you know, and all that flags and everything. She thought it was great.
Really is spectacular. It's a great.
We do a good show, don't we, Russ?
Oh, yeah.
We do. If you like that kind of thing.
Yeah. There's the orchestra.
Right.
This is from Gary Anderson's channel, and if I play too much of it, we'll probably end up getting struck. But
us on stage, we have with us in the audience a certain person certain people who are very close to the originator of this. Do you know what it is?
Jump it up here a little.
Of some shady. So this is one of the theme music. And by the way, for those of you, there are a lot of people who are
get on with
long
it.
Introduction.
And some of these people just love the sound of their own voice.
1, Thunderbirds are going. So I'm going to ask really go for it.
Oh, shut up.
Wow. Sorry about that. I thought that kicked right in. A lot of childhood memory there.
Brilliant.
Anyway, we get the idea.
Yeah,
it's great. It's
See,
over on
whenever I hear that, I heard that first when I was 10, right? And I'm 68 now. And every time I hear and watch that, I just go right back. And I don't care what anybody, I don't care what anybody says. That's the best, you know. That's
like,
just
but it's
automatic time travel.
It's the amalgamation of quality, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like it
the whole
does.
thing.
You can go on and on all you like about CGI and special effects and we saw the strings. There was a quality to it of the day that was unsurpassed. It was like and the Technicolor as well. It was beautiful color and it was perfect childhood entertainment.
You know,
but if you add that, was a bright primary color that just screamed on your TV screen.
If you add that to fantastic design, storytelling, voiceovers, and then the music, and it's the same when you hear Star Wars. You hear the Star Wars music,
and when you hear Bond as well,
or Bond or Star Trek.
Yeah.
You know, it takes you straight back to the first time or the first few times that you saw that show.
Oh,
and it's like it's a special. You're exactly right, Scott. Well, music is time travel so often.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, all of this stuff was made by full-grown, seasoned, professional, talented adults.
Do you know why they use marionettes?
Yeah, and they truly understood what kids would really be fascinated by.
Cheaper than actors.
Yeah, there were direct lineage back to the illustrators of the earliest 19th century, 20th century, who also understood. I mean, you didn't get to do stuff for the public consumption until you were a seasoned, really talented, well-trained professional. Yeah. And that's what a lot of the stuff came from. And it's when, you know, and you combine all that talent with that creativity and that seasoned professional outlook, you get really top quality stuff, and that's why it sticks with you. Because what John Williams was in his late 50s when he composed his first Star Wars theme, something like that.
I don't know.
I mean, the guy had been,
You're right.
I
know he was a seasoned professional. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for years. It was only the rare instance when you have somebody like George Lucas, who was very young when he did Star Wars, but still he'd been around the block a few times. But still,
well, Lucas was really deep into the history and that kind of stuff. He loved Flash Gordon and all. Yeah. He knew what made great movies. That's the thing. That's why you got those great iconic films, one right after the other. Indiana Jones and Star Wars and all of that, because he knew what made American Graffiti also.
Sure.
He knew how to make a great film before he started filming.
You were saying about the cutaways just while we're on Thunderbirds for a second.
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode when they moved the Empire State Building? You don't remember?
I know they did it once. I don't remember the specifics. Yeah.
Right. Well, Russ, do you know Graham Bleethman?
I've heard of him.
Right. Well, he does those interiors that you were talking about.
Yeah.
The cutaways.
Right.
Oh, look at that!
Wow.
Oh
yeah.
And he did a couple of articles for me in Crikey, which is fantastic. And he does the. I don't think the interiors are in this, but they do have this one of the mole, which is one of the Thunderbird machines.
Oh, that's the mole. Yeah.
Yep.
I love that stuff.
All anybody has to do is sit and watch the pilot for Thunderbirds, and you'll know if you're going to love that strip or not.
I'm always impressed.
It's such a great pilot.
Yeah.
That had a lovely red sofa in it. The mole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like a very comfortable place to be if you're trying to save the world.
Yeah. While you were digging down. Yeah.
You've got to watch that pilot episode, everybody out there, and about the fire flash coming into land on those.
That's it.
And lift port wing, and all that. It just gets me every time. You got to
There's
watch
so
it.
much drama to it. You're sitting there that then you go, oh, I'm getting all worried about puppets. This is funny.
You see that
the way that they build that up, the cinematic effect to it is so amazing. It's not even funny.
I remember when Star Trek: The Motion Picture came out, one of the greatest things that they put out was that beautiful cutaway poster of the Enterprise.
Yeah,
which I ate that up for hours at a time. Just
that's the blueprints they forgot to put a bathroom in.
Yeah, exactly.
The notorious blueprints.
You just poop out the porthole.
Pretty much. That's why they called it the poop deck. Anyway.
Oh, that stuff was just awesome. I just love that kind of thing. Elliot Brown was really big at that when some of the early Marvel comics, when he would do a cutaway of the Baxter building and things like that.
Yeah. There's Stardust.
Is that Pinhead? Is that Pinhead, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, we should do. I've got a couple of books on that guy's work. Fantagraphics printed some stuff because it's the most craziest comics that you could ever imagine.
Oh yeah.
Just it was underground before the undergrounds hit. The guy was really, I would venture to say, demented. The Vagabond Prince.
That looks like Kirby. Looks like Kirby, that.
Yeah,
it is.
That looks like your Fool character, Brandy.
Yeah, it does. It's a jester type dude.
Yeah.
Yep. The Vagabond Prince.
Love it.
And here we go. The Amazing Zippo.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's wonderful.
He's got wheels on his ankles. He's a wheeler.
Oh my god.
How does he stop?
I'll need my full speed to climb this pit, just like the motorcycles in carnivals. So he goes around and around and around, and he comes out there. Now we're in the Silver Age, where we have B-Man, of course. This is one of those Harvey superheroes that nobody talks about anymore. There's a couple of those in here.
Oh my god.
My favorite one is coming up, I'm sure. We'll bring that up. Black Hawk, they're not unusual. Ha ha! Gold Key, Brain Boy.
Okay.
Oh, that's so good.
It's not the kid that sold it. It's that Tyrannosaurus Rex on the cover. Dinosaur.
But look at that! Look at that! That leader there. Oh. Men walked into the frozen tundra, never to be seen again. Brain Boy had to know why. Brain Boy should have known to keep away.
Yeah, I can live with it personally.
I picked up an issue of Brain Boy a few years ago at a show because I couldn't get past the name. I loved it.
Of course, Joe Simon's Brother Power the Geek.
The Geek. Brother Power.
But actually, that says the Geek, doesn't it?
The Geek, yeah.
The Geek.
That still doesn't beat DC's best. Buona Beast.
Oh,
Buona Beast.
Buona. The Jungle Master.
Buona Beast. He was actually part of Justice League Unlimited, the animated show.
I bet he was.
One of the many Captain Marvels.
Oh, Split.
During the Silver Age.
Oh, wow.
Split himself apart by yelling "Split."
Oh my God.
Split.
And his psychic.
I did a video on that. That's part of that wonderful history of Captain Marvel that we covered earlier, because they didn't bother to keep the copyright secure. Some guy, I don't remember his name. Name just slips. Decided to do this Captain Marvel. So he did this Captain Marvel who yelled "Split" and split apart. He also did a Plastic Man and a couple other characters from characters that he thought were in public domain. They tried to sue him, and he said, "Yeah, go ahead. You're the ones that let the copyright lapse." Well, Marvel came in and said, "Hey, our company name now is Marvel," and they gave him, I think it was $9,000 to go away, and bought the name Captain Marvel from him.
Oh, no kidding.
In order to do the Marvel Captain Marvel, the green and white Marvel superheroes Captain.
So this is late 40s.
No, this is early 60s, early 60s, to mid 60s. Yeah.
I was going to say, still even 9,000 then would be quite a lot of money, wouldn't it?
The guy took that money and started his own line of black and white horror magazines that were around for decades. They were Voodoo Tales, Witches Tales.
Oh, yeah.
They were always, you would look at those, you would end up buying those off of the stand when you couldn't find a Warren magazine.
Yeah.
You couldn't find an eerie and creepy, you settled for Witches Tales or Frankenstein or Voodoo Tales or whatever. And that was all from that guy. And it all sprung out of the money that he got paid from Marvel because he did Captain Marvel.
Oh, that's where he got.
And he ran that company for years. Just distributed through all of the magazine shops, just like a Warren magazine. Oh, yeah. Always a couple bucks. Yeah, they always had stories, good comic stories in them that were goofy and fun. Here is the one and only, of course, Captain Science.
Captain Science.
Science.
That's not a wall. It looks like a Wally Wood.
Yeah, it's that leg, isn't it? Yeah, it does look like a Wally Wood.
No, but it doesn't. I don't see a wood on it, but it's definitely him. You can tell.
It looks like it.
That,
yeah.
Look at that beautiful work.
Yeah.
Jeez, isn't that awesome?
Just phenomenal stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Another great DC creation. Congorilla.
Oh, Congorilla.
There's the eye guy again.
The Congorilla of space.
Yeah,
big floating eye. Yeah.
I'm going to blast you with my red eye.
It's an intelligent orange gorilla, which, everybody needs. Dial H for Hero, which had all sorts of crazy heroes in it. We all remember that.
Look at that.
House of Mystery, Dial H for Hero.
There was a great website for somebody.
Little kid with a phone dial.
Yeah. There was
Wonder what this does. HERO, poof, turns into a superhero.
Exactly. No, there's a great website with somebody who adapted the Dial H for Hero theme to it. And they do a really good job of covering all kinds of materials. I haven't seen it in years, but.
Well, there was a period there in Adventure Comics with Adventure Comics Digest, I think it was. They encouraged kids to send in, as long as you sign the release form, send in your own hero, and they put it in the stories. So there were all sorts of characters. And whenever the kid would dial hero, he'd turn into a superhero, and they'd give the kid a little credit. Sockman created by, Jimmy Joe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Just what a great idea, to incorporate, to get the fans in there. How about this?
Easy, cheap.
Yeah, easy and
creations.
Cheap. Dell did a superhero Dracula for a little bit. Couple issues.
Oh, no.
I've got a couple of copies.
Superhero Dracula. What is that?
I love that hooded
dealing weather ships.
Yep. What's that over his nose?
Dracula comes to America. That's his I can't tell. What is that?
It looks like a little nose brace or something.
Little nose
just part of his costume.
So he could breathe while he's flying or while he's
of course.
Yeah. This is the plot behind the death-dealing weather ships. Floods, hurricanes, blizzards, torrential rains. Can Dracula stop them? There's the cover. I know.
Oh yes.
I think I've got a copy of that here somewhere in one of my long boxes. New Dracula.
He's
They did
getting
a Frankenstein the same way. Yeah.
Severe tricep work out there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, we covered Fat Man before. Fat Man, the Human Flying Saucer.
As you do.
Creation by C.C. Beck.
Oh my God.
Guy who turns into a superhero that turns into a flying saucer.
Human flying saucer.
That's useful.
There were 3 issues of that done. The third one is extremely rare.
Looks like Matter Eater Boy from Legion of Superheroes.
Yeah, does Matter Eater Lad? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here's my Harvey hero character. Nobody talks about anymore. Jigsaw.
They featured him. They had him in DC Comics, didn't they? Or was that always Harvey?
There was a Jigsaw. Yeah, that's always Harvey. They had a Jigsaw in as a villain for Punisher. There, he was in the first or second season of the Netflix show. Yeah. Don't laugh at the Jigsaw, man. His mechanical parts make him the greatest crime fighter on earth.
Oh my God.
Man of 1,000 parts. Yeah.
It makes him a big hit with the ladies.
Yes.
Yeah, they have a special section here for Legion of Super Pets just because they're unusual. Streaky and Crypto and the monkey and the horse. And yeah.
Was it what was the horse's name? That was
Mr. Ed.
He didn't have a name, did he? He was a horse with no name.
Well, I suppose that's the way to do it.
Hello, Wilbur. Yeah.
Randy, can I show you some more Frank Bellamy genius?
Sure.
Look at this.
That's a
Look at that.
palette cleanser.
Oh,
Look at that.
There you go.
nice.
How good is that?
That looks like that's all watercolor. Am I right?
It's those Dr. Martin dyes.
Dr. Martin dyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Martin
I
watercolors.
saw a few years ago.
Oh.
I had the privilege of holding a piece of Frank Bellamy artwork from that time, and the colours were still as
vibrant. Yeah.
Really? Beautiful work. Yeah, beautiful work. I wish it was mine.
Those Dr. Martin dyes hold their color real well.
Yeah.
Well, usually the thing that I was unless it was a different brand of Dr. or a different style of Dr. Martens, because I know that Neil Adams used Dr. Martens quite extensively with his Tarzan paintings, but he used the kind that were very fugitive. I mean, they faded, unfortunately, after years of doing it, but
yeah,
maybe Bellamy sealed it or something.
Oh, these were in glass. They were in little glass jars with little eyedroppers on top.
Yeah.
And all you needed to do is take one out and just drop it in a watercolor palette, 1 or 2 drops, and then fill the rest up with water, and it maintained that color. So it didn't fade out or anything. You drop a couple drops of yellow in there, and it was so concentrated that you had an entire, little bubble full of yellow water paint.
That lasted.
Let me blow that up. Look at that.
That's Frank Bellamy again.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's fantastic work, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful.
We'll be covering Bellamy in a future Comics by Night.
We have to, don't we? We have to.
I've got an illustrator's book of his stuff. I'll just have to go through and block out all of the breasts in Garth. That's all. There's quite a few. There's quite a few.
That's going to take you a while.
I know.
Yeah.
From Forbidden Worlds, here is Magic Man.
Wow, look at that.
Well, that's not a bad outfit, actually. It looks like a Hanna-Barbera character.
It looks like a Wally Wood leg again, doesn't it? Yeah. That leg looks very Wally Wood.
I love that turban.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
He was in there with what's his face? Oh, I didn't see him, but couldn't tell you who he was. Not Peacemaker. Thunderbolt. I think it was. Here is fantastic. Even I can't tell the difference. Miracle Man, who I believe was a Captain Marvel imitation.
Wow. That's Russ could pose for that drawing, couldn't he?
Wow, the weird face configuration on the recipient of that leg lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's a wicked headlock.
Fantastic. Even I can't tell the difference.
That twists up any of our faces.
And that goes with the this has got to be Mexican. Because he is the
super hombre.
Super hombre.
Right.
Disco
del Sol. Disco of the Sun. Look at that. Wow.
Disco duck.
There's a great Professor of Rock video on that. Disco duck.
I love Disco duck.
Oh yeah.
The worst song of all time. See,
I love how pathetic the puppet was.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that it was a radio DJ that thought of that, recorded it.
Yeah.
Rick Dees, yeah.
Rick Dees, that's it.
It's the Disco duck.
It's Mr. Muscles.
Oh, Mr. Muscles.
Oh.
Now let me there was a
I can't say I've ever owned one of those comics.
I don't know if that's the one, but John Buscema was famous for doing a couple issues at least of Mr. Muscles, and it was Neil Adams that talked about how he got to know Buscema's work when he was a kid reading, and he remember saying when Stanley brought Buscema into Marvel to work on some of the early Marvel stuff, Neil Adams recognized him and said, "Oh, that's Mr. Muscles. That's the Mr. Muscles artist," and that's how the connection between Adams and Buscema started. Because Neil didn't get to know him when he was working on the Golden Age stuff. But yeah, that I don't think that's a Buscema cover. It looks really good, but I don't think that's him.
No, I'm sure it's not either. Yeah, it's not him.
Like Dick Ayers or something.
Probably. We also have the one and only Nature Boy.
I know that's Buscema. That's Buscema.
Wow.
I've got that copy.
That's early, isn't it? Early Buscema.
Oh, very early.
Very early. Look at how big that CCA stamp is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's got to be early or mid 50s, I would venture.
Oh yeah, early.
And that is signed, by the way.
Buscema, yeah, there you are.
Buscema. Yeah.
That's why it's so wonderful to look at how he used to draw.
Oh yeah.
You can see the development. So many of these things, so many of these people, you just think,
and if you see some of Buscema's earlier, even earlier work on some of the classics illustrated, where he did the adaptation of I think either Hercules or the Iliad or something like that.
Yeah,
and you can see Buscema all over it. It's not. It wasn't the huge dramatic dynamic stuff he got to do later, but the draftsmanship is there. The facial features are there. The muscles are there. It's just amazing. I mean, he was so talented from day one.
Nemesis.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Oh, great pose.
Nemesis the Unknown.
Not sure of that weird hood thing.
Make way for Nemesis.
No,
no cape, just a hood. Yeah.
Love it.
Hourglass, who knows why, on his chest. Yep. Peacemaker, he's not funny anymore. The Sentinels. Leo Elias on this, it looks like. Leo Elias, Frank Robbins, somebody like that.
Oh, yeah.
There. Seem to remember reading one or two of that when I was a kid. I think that was a Charlton book or a backup feature at one point. Oh, yeah, here we go. Another great Harvey character. Spyman.
That looks like sort of Hydra thing, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, I love that title lettering. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can read that. Top Secret Adventures. He had a magic hand, or he had a metallic hand that had all sorts of powers in it. I remember right.
I remember that. I remember being fascinated by that hand. That's right.
Electro Robot Hand of Spy-Man.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right.
It's like Space Ghost bracelets. He had different shots that would shoot out of his fingers.
Here you go, Scott. This is what you need. One of these. A cup.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. And
Hang on,
also,
show that again.
Oops, thanks. Just a second. I'll just take it out. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
No kidding.
It's a brains
Cool.
mug.
Yeah. And I
And
got
it's stuttering too. That's funny.
When I was doing Crikey and in touch with all the publishers, they sent me this, and I've not opened it yet. So I'm not gonna open it. But it's the Thunderbirds cards.
Oh man!
Hang on.
100 fab
100 postcards.
Yep.
Oh, they're fab as well.
Oh wow, yeah, they're extra fab.
FAB.
Yeah.
Oh man!
They didn't know what FAB meant, did they? Didn't they just make it up and it didn't actually?
It was to do with the Beatles calling everything fab.
Yeah.
But, we had a DJ over here called Sweeney years ago, and he had a competition, and the best one was frogs have bottoms, and but the winner was Thunderbirds are brill.
Oh, brilliant! I like that. Yeah.
But no, it doesn't mean anything. It's just like saying spectrum is green. It's one of those things.
I know they used to say SIG also. That stood for situation is go.
That's spectrum is green. SIG.
Oh, is that SIG?
Yeah. And if it was bad, it was SIR. Spectrum is red.
Oh.
Getting into more modern characters now. Of course, we have the Avenger 3D man.
Oh yes, 3D man.
Wow.
They brought that back.
Kirby
from the
cover.
Golden Age.
That's Kirby. Yeah.
Oh god, yes.
Look at those glasses.
Yeah.
I love
it's
that.
old 3D glasses.
You see those
3D,
that face, that kind of reminds me a bit of Steranko's Scorpio.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Looks like Daredevil. The original Daredevil with the spiky belt and the boomerangs.
Yes, the original Daredevil.
The original Daredevil, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's this Adam X, the Extreme. No, Brother Voodoo. Captain Ultra. Captain Victory. That's not Oddball.
Oh my gosh.
The one and only. Thank goodness. The Ferret.
Well, the Ferret. Hang on a second. I got to get you back up here.
Wow.
The Ferret. His quote is, "A rat will never get the ferret."
If you had to sum up to an alien the entire superhero genre, what it was, it would just be one long fight, wouldn't it? People being thrown around.
One long Barney.
Malibu did a series on him. I forgot that they did that on the Ferret.
Ferret. Wow.
They took a bunch of old public domain characters and used them for a little bit till they created the Ultraverse.
Oh, just amazing.
Gunfire. And he's not funny. We are. Who did that? Book and Record. The Amazing Adventures.
Oh, the old Power records, right?
Holo Man.
Wow.
Oh, man.
I like that Doctor Strange type guy at the back.
Holo Man.
Peter Pan records. That's it. Peter Pan records. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
That illustration looks more like a painting, doesn't it, than a...
It is. Birth of a Hero.
Look at that. Doctor Strange.
Must be the villain in the background.
Has he got snow in his head, Hollow Man?
Oh, more like
It's like
he's
just coming
blonde,
from
but he's glowing. Yeah.
Again, one of the great outlets for Neil Adams when he it paid tremendous to work on those.
The artwork on it's nice, though. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
It's not terrible at all.
Yeah.
Came in a record.
What were you saying there, Scott?
Oh, but Neil Adams did a fair amount of those Peter Pan records because it was more advertising rates. So he got paid tremendous amounts of money to do like a Batman comic and he did a $6 Million Man and a Star Trek and all kinds of.
Oh, yeah.
Paid really, really well. Much better than the comics did.
Frank Robbins, Human
Yeah.
That's not a Robbins cover, though. That looks more like
That looks like a
John
Romita.
Yeah. Did the interiors though. Robbins did. Remember hating that book when I was a kid, and now I whenever I find them in the dollar booths or bins, I always pick them up, even if I have a copy of it.
Yeah,
because the artwork on it was so amazing.
Oh, that's really
Frank
cool.
Robbins.
Such a peculiar style.
Here's an odd Ditko creation. Killjoy.
Killjoy.
Had drama masks as a mask. Yeah.
Tell you what, look at some of the anatomy on this. Great.
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
You could put Spider-Man in there, couldn't you? In that pose?
You could put
right
Spider-Man
there.
over
Absolutely.
that pose. Yeah.
And that third panel where he's jumping away from you toward that angle, that's a great bit of anatomy there.
Yeah.
Look at that.
With his underpants outside his
Look like Speedos, really, doesn't it?
Keeps his modesty intact.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
The quote on that is in parentheses or in brackets, and it says Killjoy doesn't speak.
Oh, jeez.
X-Men character named Maggot got listed. Man Wolf. They're missing out on not doing a character on. Okay, yeah. Speaking of licensing, nobody can forget once they've seen it. The one and only Super Pro.
Oh my God, those are so bad. Those are so bad.
That's a Kirby knee on that guy, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
it's probably
style.
a Kirby pencil.
Yeah,
what it looked like Romita inks, maybe.
I don't know.
It's definitely got the dynamics there. Yeah, probably not. It's probably Romita.
Yeah, I think that's all Romita. Just the way that the anatomy's done, and that Spider-Man is totally Romita.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
They probably got paid good advertising rates to do it, though. I know that at one point Kirby had sat down and done superheroes off of every NFL team.
Yeah.
Was it Kirby or was it?
No, it was Kirby. They pop up in the Kirby collector all the time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know Neil Adams was doing again. I'm big on Adams. I keep mentioning him, but he did a fair amount of NFL teams mascots as superheroes.
Neil also did one and only Skate Man.
Look at that. That's fantastic, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
That's brilliant.
That's enough to make you cry. That is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And the lines in that guy's face. Fantastic.
Now being joined by Mr. Whiskey. How you doing, Whiskey? Doing all right?
Hey, good morning, everybody.
And Brian Germain.
Brian, I don't think you guys are still running.
What's that saying?
We usually run hour and a half to 2 hours.
Yeah, what's that saying? Better late than never.
There you go. Better late than never. Nice of you guys to wake up and join us.
Yeah, about time, right?
Coming after my record, are you? All right. Well, we'll see about that.
We're right at the end of the book. So
amazing.
Yep, the one and only slapstick.
Oh yeah, Marvel guy.
Marvel comic, the awesome slapstick.
That was the kind of a takeoff of the Impossible Man that they did.
Yeah,
a little bit of that kind of.
A little bit of Madcap too, I think.
Oh yeah,
a little bit of everybody there. It's got a cool looking cover though. Jonic, he doesn't count. Son of Satan. That was the book I always hid from my parents.
Oh yeah, you didn't want them seeing that. Is that a Gil Kane cover?
Yeah, Gil Kane. Yeah.
And is that? I think that's Tom Palmer. Is that Tom Palmer ink?
No,
That's some serious inking over Gil Kane there.
No, it might be though,
because that's
because
often people would ink over Gil Kane and they'd be quite light.
Yeah.
But that's used Gil Kane's pencils and really gone for the inking. That's lovely.
Boy, that's just
that looks like Palmer. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
they can see it would be Palmer. Easily.
What else did Palmer do?
Probably.
Palmer's known for a long run with Gene Colan on Tomb of Dracula.
Yeah. And before that, a pretty substantial run on top of John Buscema in the Avengers.
Yeah.
Which is still top of the line.
Still top of the line. Yeah. I mean, it battles against Sinnott. Two completely different approaches, but both absolutely wonderful.
Now, there's another example of what I said earlier. Palmer was an incredibly seasoned illustrator before he got into inking comics. So he brought all of that super professional skill set into comics, and you can just see, I mean, the guy just could do no wrong. Just amazing work.
I know it's somebody who did a fill-in issue for Avengers, and he was all excited that he was getting to do it because, why give it to him kind of thing. And he had a kind of a cartoony style to his work, very individual look to his stuff. Sent it into Marvel, was so happy. And then they told him, hey, Tom Palmer, we're going to print that book. Or we're going to print your story. Tom Palmer's going to ink it. He was even more excited until he got the artwork back, and it looked exactly like Tom Palmer.
Yeah.
He had taken every bit of his style just right out of it. It looked just like Tom Palmer had done it. Yeah.
And probably fixed everything too, I'm sure.
Yeah, he fixed it. He fixed it. Yeah, that's it.
Oh my God.
Tom Palmer fixes everything.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. You know what always amazed me with the Palmer stuff? His lines always looked so lush and smooth and
pure professional.
Something about it. I mean, I don't know what it was.
Well, he'd done so much of it. He was like Joe Sinnott. He was just that much of a consummate professional.
That's true.
That's the way it looked.
Not as good as Brian Germain, but
the one and only, folks, Thunder Bunny.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, Thunder Bunny.
Not to be confused with Captain Carrot. This is Thunder
some
Bunny.
Serious inking going on there as well.
See, a young lad who turns into a bunny superhero, rabbit superhero. Yep. And Charlton Bullseye had his own series for a while.
Amazing, just amazing.
Thunder Bunny.
I think we need to bring him back.
Oh,
Thunder Bunny, yeah.
Don't give Marvel any ideas.
With his sidekick Thumper.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And his magic carrot.
Last but not least, last but hopefully least, US1.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Now
US1
that looks
Super
like a bit
Trucker.
Buscema, actually.
It looks like it was inked by Milgram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
that
don't see a mark on it.
That
US1, back when trucking was big. Marvel had to try to cash
Bigfoot
in.
and USA one and
oh my God, yeah.
And what was all the stuff? It was like 80s right there, because that was when the NFL, what's his name? NFL Super Pro.
Yeah.
We had that on before you got on.
Did you?
Yeah. High adventure trucking down the highway. Yeah.
Adventure trucking.
His quote is, I was beginning to forget that being a trucker, what being a trucker was all about.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's about trucking.
I kind of feel like it.
Put on a bandana and drove my truck off the side of a cliff.
We had not the 9 o'clock news, but was it 1978, 79? I like trucking and I like to truck was the song they finished the program with.
Oh yeah.
And as they were singing, there was all three of them in the cab, and they were singing away. And then like one of them would lean out the window and like slap a sticker on the side of a hedgehog, where they killed another hedgehog on the road. It was classic stuff.
Well, between Smokey and the Bandit and Convoy and all of those movies,
Smokey and the Bear too. The TV
yeah.
show.
BJ and the Bear.
Or BJ and the Bear. That's what it was.
That's
yeah.
Right. Oh my God.
BJ and the Bear.
I don't think they realize what BJ stands for in street.
The great old days. Yeah.
Big job.
Yeah, my name is Brian James. I was acquainted with it early.
Just jump in the creek with the good old boys.
Right.
Delightfully terrible. Levi's in the house. Levi, hope you're doing well. LOL, my kids, military Thunderbird said that already. Mostly retro. Says I had that Hollow Man book and record when I was a kid. Don't know what happened to it.
Disappeared.
Your mom probably threw it away.
Yeah. Down the super rabbit hole.
But, yeah. You'll find it in a box someday up in your attic. There's that Hollow Man book I've been missing.
I wish that was the case. I just, because my mum and dad's place is still, we're still trying to sell it. And I'm just like, my fingers are crossed that there's some cavity somewhere where they've left a box of comics. They hadn't really put them in the skip.
And there's a copy of Action Comics.
Oh no,
in
just
the
the
wall.
ones that I loved when I was a kid would be nice.
That's a big story. CGC sent a armed escort out to that family. The boy was clearing out his parents' house because they couldn't afford the taxes on it. It was being what are they foreclosed on? Yeah. They went up in the attic and there was a chest of drawers up there with a stack of Hollywood magazines, Hollywood movie magazines. They went flipping through it and an Action 1 popped out.
Shit.
He took it to the comic shop and asked it if it was worth anything, and the guy freaked.
The guy fainted.
And he said, "No,
luckily
no,
he
no."
didn't try to. Yeah, luckily he didn't try to buy it off him for $15.
Yeah, I'll give you 50 quid for it. Yeah, don't worry. I'll do you a favor.
A couple of chips.
They showed it to CGC. It might be urban legend, but CGC sent an armed escort with an armored car up to pick the thing up, bring it back, and grade it. It was like a 9.8, if I'm not mistaken. It's the highest graded Action 1 that ever was. So whoever had it, read it once, stuck it in the magazine, put it on the pile, and stuck it.
What
in the
did they
drawer.
get for it?
I left it there. Millions.
Oh.
The headlines on all the newspapers has Superman saves family home on it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Oh my God. That wasn't local around your neck of the woods, was it, Randy? Or was that somewhere else?
Oh no, that was a big national story when it came out, because it was right during the like 2009, 2010, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
right as the real estate bubble had burst and everybody was being foreclosed on and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it says it sold for like 3.2 million or something like that.
Some crazy amount. Yeah, yeah. They auctioned it. Heritage, I think, auctioned it off at a high amount.
Where about in the country did it happen? Do we know?
No.
Midwest, East.
No idea.
If I was going to make a bet on it, though, I bet I would say New England, New York area.
East
so
Coast,
I would wager if you went over to Google and type in, which I'm doing now, Superman saves family home.
The story, though.
Oh, it's awesome.
That it would pop up.
Yep, that's where it is.
Superman
back in 2010
saves family from foreclosure. Yeah,
that's like it's like a classic American folktale almost. In a sense.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
That's what. Yeah, right here it even says in the article it's considered the holy grail of comic books.
Oh, God, yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think we can show this. This is a news spot from Fox News.
Yeah, I think we all wish that we could just go in our basements and find a copy of Action Comics 1, don't we?
Oh, that's yeah.
A number of years ago, I had a similar thing with magic cards, right? I was like, some of those are worth money. And I was talking to my parents. They're like, oh, yeah, the stuff I threw out. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about it now.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Here we go.
Oh, boy, yeah.
More powerful than a locomotive. It's a rare copy, the first in which Superman ever appeared. Could bring in mucho dinero. That means a lot of cash. Comic broker Vincent Zuzullo.
Thanks very much for that.
Family set the deal is joining us now. So
gotta make sure you know. That means a lot of cash,
I
kids.
heard that this thing could fetch like 250,000.
Don't talk down to your audience.
Those were the initial reports. You are saying that's incorrect.
That's not the comic.
You never know in an auction.
That says 5.0. That's not the great
on August 27th, the auction starts on ComicConnect.com. It'll end September 17th. This is the first auction in our event auction to end. This book is phenomenal. The story behind it is phenomenal. What's also interesting is earlier this year, we sold a book for $1 million. First Superman in 8.0 condition. Then a month later, we sold an 8.5, which is the highest graded copy known to exist, for $1.5 million.
What would this be?
Now, this is a 5.0. We sold a 3.0 back in spring for $300,000. So, sky's the limit on this one.
The sky's the limit. So this family, they're losing their home. They're,
that is
literally
I thought it was the
process of packing
9.0
up.
one.
And they go down
Yeah, I
to
thought it
the
hit a
basement and
9.8.
they discover this.
Oh, yeah.
Prior
to that, it was 9.0.
There was
I'm not a comic person.
There's a box of comic books in the basement. Most of them were inconsequential.
That's not the
20,
same
$30
story then.
comic
These
books.
were in the attic.
They stumble upon this one.
Yeah.
They go on the internet and they see all the publicity we've received due to our huge sales. They contacted us, and at first they were very, very apprehensive. They didn't even want to give a name or number. and they didn't know what they had. They didn't know what was going on. And then we basically talked to them and told them what they had, and they were extremely excited. My partner, Stephen Fischler, actually got on the phone with the bank and said, hey, you don't want to foreclose on these people. We've got the money coming.
What was their response? Because they want to remain anonymous. They don't want to get any publicity from this.
They're so happy. I mean, they were literally in tears, thinking they're losing their home.
And the bank actually said, listen to you guys, and said, okay, we'll hold off on this.
They realized it was the right thing to do.
How much?
Yeah, I don't think that was the same story.
That's still crazy.
The story I heard, it was their parents' house, and they were cleaning it out because it was being foreclosed on, and they found it in a stack of movie magazines, just wedged in. So it was so nearly pristine preserved. So
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Still, yeah. We always wish we'd find something like that.
Oh yes, yeah. I'm not that bothered for how expensive it is. I just want my bloody comics back.
Yeah,
exactly.
It'll look too.
Of course, there's always this other side of things where a lot of my friends or family that don't know anything about comic books talk about my collection, and they say, "Oh, you must have something really, really valuable in your thing." And I keep thinking, "No, mine are all reader's copies. I don't have any of these."
The best I've got is a few $100. It's like
this is my comic, right? This is the first issue from 2007, and it cost $3.99.
You know that's valuable.
And I bet this is worth about £1 now. And it costs $3.99. But if you want one, I've got several of them, and I'll sign it for you. And
good segue.
They're all 9.9, all 9.9 grade.
Hashtag always promote. Yeah.
Keep that dream alive, Glenn.
What are we looking at here, Russ?
What? Oh no, that was just it came up earlier because you were talking about cutaways.
Oh okay. There's a cutaway.
I'd done a cutaway a while. This is quite old. So
go on, show us again.
Oh yeah, let's see.
It's a cutaway from a spaceship where these lizards are chasing after Doctor Who.
I just love that stuff. So, I mentioned earlier about Elliot Brown at Marvel, how he did these really great cutaways of the Baxter Building and stuff. And I remember also in the early Daredevil comics, they would show a cutaway of his training room in the basement of his building or something. And I just love that super detailed stuff. I just love that stuff.
I got a letter from Elliot Brown back when I was in high school telling me I needed to learn anatomy.
Oh, no kidding.
Nice stuff, kid, but go learn anatomy. Anyway.
Yeah, sort your life out, will you?
Love it.
Exactly. Carlos Eros TV. Hi from Calo, Peru.
Next thing you know, the guy's
Carlos, thanks for listening in.
Biologist, can't draw anything now.
Yeah.
Because he went to study anatomy.
Scott, the stuff that's really gonna be valuable though are your art books. That's what I've figured out. So
yeah.
Got a system with the kids now that after I pass, they're not gonna have somebody come in and pay pennies on the dollar for some of this stuff.
I've adopted that. When I heard you say that, I adopted it myself. So there's a sticky on everything that's valuable.
I went looking on eBay for that InDesign book that we covered on Comics by Night a month or so ago, which is expensive, and all of the other Toth books are just as expensive. It's like holy crap! Some of these books I've been sitting there just on a shelf. I paid $20 for, are now worth 100 times as much. It's just insane the way some of these prices have jumped, especially after the bug.
I used to have fun with a pencil by Andrew Loomis, and it went up in my fire, and I'm like, oh man,
you lost some fire. Oh, Brian,
sorry to hear that.
It was painful. It was painful.
My heart breaks. That's an awesome book. Oh my god, Loomis was just phenomenal.
Somebody like my mom worked at a bar as a bartender, and for years, and somebody found out that I was did art, and so they brought her this book, and she brought it home to me. It was pretty cool.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, that's
any other oddball heroes out there in the chat? Anybody here of some?
That's somebody from Peru.
Yeah, Carlos. Saw that, Carlos. Thanks for listening in, buddy, or viewing us, watching us. We're always archived over at the Indie Comics Network, indiecomicsnetwork.com. We'll lead you right over to that YouTube page.
It was interesting
when we are there. Just look around for us. Sunday Funnies and Comics by Night. Go ahead, Brian.
I was gonna say, it was interesting when I was at Free Comic Book Day yesterday. They had a Furry Freak Brothers comic.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Furry Freak Brothers.
Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers.
Are they reissuing it or something?
Yeah, it's a redo kind of thing. But I mean, the art looks very similar. So
They keep that stuff in print.
Oh, that's great.
Gilbert Shelton, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. There's if you look it up on YouTube, there's been a couple of, they got close to animating it a couple of times. One with claymation characters. It's just amazing.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh
really
my
cool.
God.
And they followed the comics closely on that too.
You'd shoot that in 3D.
Yeah.
Oh,
What, in 3D? What are we doing?
Jeez.
It's like the Stoner Three Stooges. That's the easiest way to describe it.
Heck yeah.
We used to get that occasionally in my neighborhood, and we would just all gather around and just laugh our asses off at those.
Well, right now, especially with all of the dispensaries that are springing up around here, I'm surprised Last Gasp hasn't gone around and offered.
Oh, God.
Because all of those, there's, that was 3 or 4 audiences back, actually. Their grandfathers would end up buying that for their kids. I could see Grandpa going into the pot shop going, yeah, I used to read this when I was a kid. Here, you're going to love it. It's got all the troubles that we used to have when I was your age trying to get high. Yeah.
Now they can learn from the experience.
Times with dope and no money will get you through better than times with money and no dope. Yeah, that was their slogan. Used to do Fat Freddy's cat that used to run along the bottom of those pages. That's great. Funny. And it was always real lifelike adventures with a cartoon. It's like Garfield in real life, leaving shit all over the place and knocking his food tray all over. Every bad thing that a cat can do, that's what Fat Freddy's cat did.
Oh,
he was always neglected and pissed at his owner and all sorts of stuff. Just, true life adventures with pets.
Oh, just too good.
Speaking of spilling stuff all over, when I woke up, I was like, oh, great. I'm late. Knock over my coffee.
You're never late for this show. You just show up in the last 10 minutes like Scott normally does. Yeah.
But don't get into that habit. That's my stick.
Scott can do that, though, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Because a wizard arrives precisely when
it's not just for breakfast anymore. Yeah.
Copyright Scott Rosemont. By God.
He can do that because a wizard arrives precisely when he means to.
Neither late nor early.
So true. Well, that was that book, folks. That was a League of Regrettable Heroes by John Morris. Hardback. Probably available at your bookstore on Amazon. Half-baked heroes from comic book history. But there's a lot more information and some characters that we didn't cover today because I didn't think they were that regrettable. But then again, I love the Atomic Knights. So
do you know who Captain Ultra is in Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a comedian, but he kind of thinks he's a superhero.
Yeah, they used to do that back with Fawcett. Captain Marvel had an Uncle Marvel who would dress up in one of the Captain Marvel outfits and have everybody else do all the heavy lifting.
Oh, yep, I remember that.
And he didn't have any. He didn't have any powers. He just ran around behind him and pretended to be the superhero.
Yeah.
He particularly liked dressing up in the girls' outfits.
Yeah. They ended up turning him into the mentor character on the TV show, so that traveled around with Billy in the RV as they
the comic relief
solve people's problems. Yeah, he wasn't the comic relief on that show. No.
Well, somebody said mentor. Is that?
No.
That brings to mind those wonderful superheroes that Wally Wood did for Tower Comics, the Dynamo and
Thunder Agents.
Yeah, Thunder Agents.
Thunder Agents. Oh, God, those are awesome.
He said, reaching back on his rack like this guy right here.
There we go, Thunder Agents.
Oh, you've got everything.
Thunder Agents with Dynamo, right there.
There you
go. Great Wally Wood cover.
Yeah. And what was the one character was Mentor? I think.
Mentor.
Was that Steve Ditko, that one? Mentor?
I
yeah.
remember Mike Sikowski doing a lot of that work.
Mike Wazowski. I like those Mentors sweets. They keep your nose clear.
Those are Mentos.
Mentor Alars.
Oh, the worst commercials ever. Those are so obnoxious. I don't know if you guys like those over there, but oh my
Those aren't
god,
the worst commercials ever. Anyway,
tell me about the best.
Mentor Alars was a member of the Eternals.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
I don't even see him here. Lightning here is done by Mike Sikowski.
Oh yeah.
He might not even be in this issue.
I'll
Didn't
be
he end up?
surprised if,
He ended up dying, didn't he? In the early books, I know Lightning was close to death.
yeah.
Well, let me check one of the
I
other.
believe the artists though were the little.
Says it's created by Jim Starlin.
Oh really?
The Mentor guy.
Oh no kidding.
It's another great Bollywood cover.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Early Starlin. Early Starlin.
Love the price tag on that. 25 cents.
Look at that.
The one and
How
only
beautiful that is.
Iron Maiden right there.
Oh God.
That's probably why Marvel had to call their female Iron Man character Iron Heart.
Oh,
instead of
Mentors.
Iron Maiden.
So apparently he's the.
This is how good that comic is.
Oh geez, I love it.
At the front page, look at that.
Star Fox's dad.
Dynamo fights a Tyrannosaurus Rex. How cool is that?
That is
By
awesome.
Wally,
Damn.
the great Wally Wood. Right
I'm
there.
going to fight a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, I
in
was
my
gonna say, wouldn't you
pants.
give some money to have a big old print of that, or a big old, the original of that?
How can you not love it? Oh my God.
This got
original
Menthor.
inks.
Yeah, you're right. Menthor.
Mentor. I thought it was an H in there somewhere.
Yeah, he's got an outfit that looks like the Atom. I think Gil Kane.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the
Morgan
Morgan guy.
Yeah, it's a cap on with one of the. All of these characters have their superpowers are scientifically given to them by the little buckle, the little round Wally
I used
Wood
to love that
dial
bell
on their belt.
So cool.
Yeah, Lightning had one on his chest that allowed him to run fast. Nomad had one on his cloak that allowed him to go invisible. And he would switch android bodies. His consciousness would.
Yeah, no, yeah. Wally Wood created that.
Was it No Man that Steve Ditko drew?
No Man.
No Man. Yeah.
Ditko did some of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Sikowski doing it.
Yeah.
They would swap their art chores around a bit, though. I think Wally Wood pretty much drew all of the Dynamo stuff. Here's some Dynamo by Wood.
Fabulous! Look at that.
Oh, look at that running pose in that third panel there.
Yeah. They're great.
God.
It's just
so good.
DC's reprinted a lot of this stuff in hardcover archive editions.
Who was writing that stuff? Did Wally Wood write that?
I think so. I think he was doing a lot of that.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I've got a copy of issue 20, which is really a reprint book. I think they did it just to kick it out.
Oh yes. Wow.
That's got some great stories in it. And it's got the same Dynamo story in it that was in the other book. In fact, so yeah, it was a reprint. More
well, you
detail.
can find a lot of that stuff down in the Detroit area. Brian.
Anyway,
yeah,
you recall the some of the smaller shows that they would hold over at Domino's Farms?
No.
Oh, you never went to those?
No,
I didn't either.
Wait. I went. No, I went to actually. That was now that I think about it, was the Great Lakes Comic Con when it was small.
Was it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember it being like a church or a.
Yeah, he used to hold one in a church. I think he still does. One in a school, but the big one's at the Macomb Community College.
Yeah,
campus.
But he started out only that church thing, I think.
Yeah,
or maybe it was like a Knights of Columbus. I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like
I remember, but there were a couple of shows that they held at the Domino's Farms at in their community room or something.
Yeah,
boy, there were just tons of great comics in those things.
Yeah,
man.
I got sucked in yesterday. I went up there and they had the bargain table out.
For where?
Comic Relief.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm like, well, since I'm here anyway.
Can't resist.
Might as well get some reading material. Yeah. I don't have that book. Yeah.
Heck, at $1, they're cheaper than toilet paper. So, you know.
Oh, my God, yes.
Pretty much. Ryan, tell folks how they can find you.
Oh, probably on Facebook. Facebook's the easiest way to get a hold of me. Facebook.com/BrianGermain1.
Plug your channels.
That's it. I mean, you can go to Facebook.com/DarkElfDesigns also. Put it in chat, you said?
Yeah, you can do that too. Put it in chat. Whiskey, tell folks how they can find you.
Hey,
if
folks,
you want to be found.
If I want to be found.
Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter under Bandit Ricochet. We do figurines and miniatures, commission work, and we're working on our own tabletop war game called Banner, Steed, and Lance. It's still in development. We're about 6 months to about maybe a year away from launch. And yeah, just find us on Twitter, send us a message. And if you need a figure made, action figure, a maquette, a statuette, a miniature, a tabletop game, anything in the 3D realm, just let me know and we'll get it made for you.
All right. Scott, tell folks how they can find you. Whoop.
And find me. I'm in hidden.
They are. You were hidden there for a second. Sorry.
You can find me here at Sunday Funnies every single week without fail. And if not there, find me over at Facebook. I usually load around there every so often. So Scott Roseman, Facebook.com. That's really
got anything coming up?
I got a bunch of shows coming up. I got Motor City Con coming up in a couple of weeks. And then I got Cherry Capital Con up in Traverse City. And then after that, I've got Heroes Con down in North Carolina.
I will not be at any of those.
Oh, unfortunately.
Nobody invites me out anymore. Anyway,
at the end of June, I'm going to be at Capital City Con over in Lansing.
Yeah, I was hoping to hear from them too, and I never have. But anyway.
Oh yeah, keep contacting them. They're pretty big on getting everybody in there.
Yeah, I was hoping so. I told them I'd do a panel or a moderate or whatever they wanted over there. So.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me here on a Sunday morning and with Randy on a Friday morning as well, because this is now going out on my channel over on Comic Book Black Belt, so you can pick it up in multiple places over the Indie Comics Network. But you can find me at russleach.com. You can find me in the pages of Hero Time Presents Batman over in UK and Europe. You can go pick up Only Death Can Save Us over on Amazon, or you can pick up Book 2 and the original Book 1 over on my website as well, so you can still pick those up. And Book 2 will be coming to Amazon as well via New Haven or Viking Press Comics, as they will be known. So you can find out all about that at russleach.com. All my connections, social network connections are there. So you can go follow me on Instagram. I put up a piece of art every day, whether it's brand new art or archived art. And you can sign up to my email address, my email list as well via the website. So it's over at russleach.com.
Cool. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, get me on the usual places on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And coming in the next couple of weeks, this is from New Haven Publishing, is my book about my trip to see Jack Kirby many years ago. Saw him twice at his house in California. And then in the summer, at last, issue 2 of my creation, Hatch cartoon, will be coming out that again on New Haven. And you can also find me every few months with other people, Randy and Russ included, in the pages of my magazine, Comics Unlimited, which is a 100-page magazine about comics. And we have interviews, articles, and artwork. And so check that out. And you can also find all this stuff on Amazon. The Kirby book will be available in leading stores all over the world, I'm told, Barnes and Noble, Waterstones, and things like that, as will Hatch when it appears. And all this stuff is going to be on Amazon, so just check that out.
Of course, Glenn B. Fleming over at Amazon.
Yep.
Folks, you can find, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find some of my work over at arrowcomics.store, where you can find books such as
you can do it.
Here, I can do it. Might as well make myself large here. Robot Zero, just 3-foot tall giant robot defending a city from large monsters and other menaces. There are 2 issues of that, and the second issue has a cover by Mr. Scott Roseman.
Oh, no applause, please.
No applause, please. You can find books like Paragon, which is a superhero story I'm very proud of, with art by H.R. Harris. You can find Calico of Shard over there as well with artwork by C. Michael Lanning, who we wish all the best and hope is getting better soon. That's
Get
a
well
high
soon,
fantasy
C.
title. Yep, get well soon.
Yep.
And soon you will be able to find The Fool as well. And right now over at fundmycomics.com, there's a campaign for The Fool #1, as well as a number of other Arrow titles. So go over there and check that out. Fundmycomic.com. Look for The Fool. And really proud of that story. That's a character I call the rodeo clown of justice. It's a guy who runs around and fights urban street crime and any criminals he catches and detains for the police. He takes a section of their clothing and incorporates it into his action outfit.
A war trophy.
It's a trophy. He fights crime with practical joke weapons like a rubber chicken and a yo-yo and other great things. So it's a lot of fun and a good adventure story to boot. The first issue of The Fool is self-contained, so you get a good idea what the character is all about and a good start to the fun. So go over there and check it out. We'll show a little bump for that as we go out the door. We want to wish everybody the best, and I hope you have a great week. We'll be back Friday morning for part 2 as we go through The Watchmen. We went through the first issue last Friday. That's already posted up on the Indie Comics Network. We're going to start with issue 2 this next week, and we'll see how far we go through. It might take us 12 episodes to go through it all, but we are going to go through it and take a good look at that masterpiece of sequential art. So we have a black and white version of the book, annotated Watchmen book that we're looking at, plus the making of book that Dave Gibbons put out, plus the originals comics that as they were printed originally, plus a set of portfolios of advertising material, as well as the covers for the French editions. All of it's very pretty, all of it's great Watchmen stuff. And there's a lot more there than what you saw in the movie. And it's the kind of work that you want to reread every once in a while, just to remind yourself what sequential art can be.
Oh, yeah.
It should be.
It's a gorgeous book.
It's a fantastic property.
Absolutely.
Anyway, folks, we wish you the best again. We hope you take care. Have a good week. Any last words? Make sure you leave this industry in better shape than what you found it. Please. If you love comics, tell people you love it. Tell your friends. The best way to get the word out is by word of mouth. Visit your retailers. Should have visited them on Friday during Free Comic Book Day. And you could have gotten some free stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. Still never too late to visit the comic stores.
Yeah, I got a bunch of free ones. And I bought a bunch.
And don't sleep in.
Do it while you can. Yeah. Stop back by next Sunday morning, 9 a.m. for the next Sunday Funnies. I'm not sure what we'll be talking about, but it'll be something. And then Friday morning at 5 a.m. for that Comics by Night, or we're always archived over on the Indie Comics Network. And there's a whole lot of other great programming over there as well for you to enjoy. So we're going to go out with a couple of bumps and a couple of odd videos, and we'll see you soon.
See ya.
See you, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
How dare you?
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for that.
Look, everybody's entitled to be an idiot.
Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indiecomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comic Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's
Arrow Comics is proud to present to you the fast-paced vigilante justice as only... what is this guy dressed as? This is the Fool. This is the Fool from Arrow Comics, with great artwork by Chris Tyson, colors by Patrick Gamma, written and created by Randy Zimmerman. This guy runs around the city using practical joke weapons to fight crime, and the cops just want to get him off the street before he hurts somebody. You need to read this book. Available in its own individual campaign or part of Arrow Bundle number 2. Arrow Bundle number 1 is also available with the Fool campaign over at funmycomic.com. Check it out. Oh, I had something set up to go. Anyway. Let's, see ya.
Hey, everybody, we're all gonna get laid.